Okay, so by the end of this episode, you are going to know how to create a magic symbol that is going to transform and elevate how you connect with the world. All right, so let's get right into today's episode. This is the segment called Magic Mondays, where we talk about specifically about how you can elevate your spiritual technology and tools that you can add to your spiritual bag. Welcome to the Unleashed Alchemy show. Let's get into it. So, how do symbols help you elevate your life? Let's talk about symbols for a minute. Now, before I get into today's episode, you're going to hear me say symbols. You're going to hear me say sigils. Same thing. Those are the same things, all right? Sigils and symbols are the same things. Okay, so you can create sigils, you can create symbols as part of your spiritual practice. But before we get into that, let's talk about how religion uses symbols to keep people's energy. Let's talk about how religion uses symbols to grab people's attention and to keep people's attention. So, I'll just tell you this. I learned the importance of symbols in the church, okay? And while I'm talking about this, the main symbol that still comes up for me to this day, okay, even after being away from church for almost 30 years at this point, is the symbol of this person who looks tattered, worn, beaten, tortured, up on a cross or a tree. Bloody person, I might add. That is a symbol that the church has used. That is a symbol that is considered a sigil that religion uses. So, even though those symbols were used in nefarious ways, I still learned the effectiveness of them because a symbol invokes loyalty in the person's attention that it aims to grab. Okay? So, religion again has given you pictures and symbols to hypnotize you into an identity that is false. Religion uses symbols to hypnotize you to shrink, okay? It hypnotizes you to function as a person that is constantly looking outside of themselves for answers. Religion also uses symbols to hypnotize you to actually be afraid of your own power. All right? Let's keep going. So, part of embracing who you are as a sovereign being is understanding the power of your own intention, which means part of you embracing who you are as a sovereign being means that you begin to understand the power of your own energy. All right? So, how do sigils relate to you? Symbols provide a focus on what you are calling in to your physical environment. Symbols help you. They become a powerful tool to help you focus your energy on what your intention is. So a symbol, a sigil, carries your energy when you do it correctly, okay? So what you choose to set your intention on is just that. It is your choice. Because remember, you're a sovereign being. So no one out there is telling you what to focus on. They may try, but because you are so connected to your own divinity, your intuition kicks in to tell you, well, no, I don't want to focus on that. Or yes, perhaps this is something I need to consider. All right. So again, what you choose to set your intention on is just that. It is your choice. So you, with your symbol, you are choosing what you give your energy to. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this. Now, we forget that. Being on this physical plane, we forget that. Why do I say we forget that? Because symbols, sigils, are put into our faces all the time. All the time. Every moment. Without our consent. What do you think a brand symbol is? On some level, that is also a sigil. A brand symbol is a sigil. Now, whether the company that designed the symbol knew what they were doing is irrelevant, all right? But on some level, it is a sigil, and in your life, those sigils have had their influence. Why? Because if you look around at the brands that you use, you'll find that you have many brands that you've been using for a long time without question. You don't question what's in the product or whatever it is that you're using. You just know that this is what you continue to use all the time. You don't look for any other names or brands. And in some cases, you may have forgotten the actual name of the company, but you know the brand symbol. So, when we talk about symbols from a spiritual perspective or spiritual aspect, those symbols tap into our senses, okay? Symbols elicit body responses. They influence our imaginations and our visions, okay? So now we know that as spiritual beings, getting back into our bodies is very crucial, and it's essential because that is how our divinity speaks and communicates through us, because it comes through our bodies. That is how our intuition is activated, through our bodies first. Not through the mind first, but through our bodies. Okay? So let's go back to communication. You can view symbols as a form of communication. All right? When you view a symbol as a form of communication, you know that they can summons an energy from you based on the energy and intention that you give it. So you can create a symbol with your energy, and you can summons the energy of whatever that intended desire is through that symbol. All right? Now, how can symbols benefit you? I just touched on it, but let me give you some more ways that a symbol can benefit you. So, symbols provide a focus on what you are calling in to your physical environment. That's it. If you have something that you desire and you create a symbol that represents that thing that you desire, you focusing on that all the time, every day, in some way, you're giving that thing your energy. The symbol becomes a reminder of what is already complete. You can create your own symbol based on one word, words, a phrase. You can create your symbol based on communication, based on your intention. All right. This is why words that you say about yourself and the words that you say about your life are so important. So you can view your words as a form of a sigil. You can view what you say as a form of a symbol, whether you put that down on a piece of paper or in an image or not, because your words set a standard. Because your words set a standard for yourself, because your words contain your energy and your intention. Are you getting this? So, the sigil symbol that you create contains your magic, contains your essence, because you are making the symbol based on what you say. All right? So, you can choose. Now we're going to get into how you're going to make this symbol for yourself. All right. You can choose one word that encompasses your vision, or you can choose a phrase. So here's the thing. If you choose a phrase, just keep it short. I would say keep it to 3 words max. Okay. So to create your symbol, you're going to write out your word or write out your phrase, okay? And then you're going to first remove the repeat letters. Do that first, and then remove all the vowels, all right? Based on what's left. Now, based on what's left, it's not going to make sense, obviously, because you removed letters, okay? So based on what's left, you're going to connect those letters in some way to create your own sigil. You can be as creative as you want to be with this. You can be as straightforward as you want to be with this, but the main thing is to make sure that the characters that are left are now connected. All right? Creating this symbol can actually be a meditation, because you are so intent with your energy and what you are creating and what you're summoning into this physical world, that your intention and your energy becomes focused on your words and your creation. Being focused in that way is a form of meditation. So now, every time that you look at this symbol that you created, you are reminded of what is already complete. Because guess what? What you say is already complete, because what you say comes from your soul. The visions that you have that seem too big, they come from your soul. They come from your soul because they already exist. You came here with that. So I want you to let me know what your takeaways are from the video. Perhaps I'll do a video where I'm actually showing you how to create the symbol on pieces of paper. I've created sigils for myself, all right? And if perhaps you want a sigil created for you, I do have, again, like I said, I have symbols that I still use. Maybe I'll create some type of a bundle pack or something that you all can go online and purchase and download as an e-version. You can print it off. I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but I have 13, I think, yeah, or maybe 15 sigils that I've created that covers every single part of life, that I believe cover every single part of life. And again, I did this for myself, okay? But I want to present this to you so that you know that you can do this for yourself. It is so much more effective when you can do things, when you can learn how to learn, when you learn your own magic, when you learn your own power. Sure, I can show you. Sure, I can even sell you my symbols that I've used. But there's something about tapping into your own intention and your own energy. All right. So I want you to let me know what your takeaways are. Also, share with me not the actual symbol that you created, but perhaps if you're so inclined to do so, share with me a word that you use to create a symbol or a phrase that you created your symbol from. All right. I would love to hear it. If you're watching this on YouTube, let me know in the comments. Share with me on, if you're listening through the podcasting platforms, leave me a comment there. Also, go to unleashedalchemy.com. I am still taking one-on-one clients for my 24 session package, spiritual coaching package that I offer. Okay. Go there. There's information on what's included in the package and the phases that I take you through across those 24 sessions. There's a reason why it's 24. All right. So go check that out. Also, I do have books. I have courses that are also instrumental in helping you embrace who you are as a sovereign being and being confident in your spiritual power. All right. Until next time, be magical and be sovereign.